When you think of India, you may be picturing this. But India today is much more than that. As one of the world's fastest growing major economies, India is a key contributor to global GDP growth. Its rising per capita income means that India will be an important consumer of global goods and services. At the same time, a large and growing working-age population could add to economic output both locally and globally. Even as Indians continue to embrace their rich heritage, they are also making a mark on the world stage in exciting and energizing ways, carving a path for a new India that is enabled by digitalization, technology, and energy transition.
India's digitalization has come a long way in short amount of time, thanks largely to country's deep engineering pool and increased entrepreneurial spirit among young Indians. We can see how this is playing out, taking digital payments as an example. Current run rate of digital transactions has exceeded 100 billion in terms of volume and scaled to $2 trillion in value per year. It's estimated that annual digital payment transaction volume in India will be more than triple by 2027 from today's levels. Rising digitalization is great for innovation and productivity. It's democratizing access to credit for small businesses and the unorganized labor force, while creating new job opportunities for young Indians entering the workforce. Benefiting from this is the Indian economy as a whole and its equity market in particular. This new India is also being defined by country's startup and unicorn landscape. Unicorns are spread across sectors, though fintech, SaaS, and e-commerce top the ecosystem. Despite last year's slowdown in the emergence of new unicorns, a trend that was seen globally amid rising interest rates, India's unicorns are now valued at around $350 billion or 11% of its market capitalization. That's higher share than in the US and China. Another important theme is energy transition, which is estimated to be an investment opportunity worth more than $720 billion in 10 years. This is strongly backed by the government's commitment to lowering carbon emission and the supportive regulatory environment. We also see the technology sector as key to this new India. This not only includes IT services, but also pharma, electronics, and high-tech manufacturing. Together, these areas form new growth engines that would help India become the world's third largest economy in just 4 years' time.
India's new growth engines have already helped to structurally change the country's balance of payment situation. We have been seeing a much improved current account balance, which means that in relation to the rest of the world, India's economy is more resilient than before. This resilience was observed during COVID, when accelerated digitization and greater demand for services led to an increase in India's services exports. This trend is also continuing in the post-COVID era, helped by India's competitive edge in IT services and growing area of other professional services offered to multinational corporations. The global economic downturn may have an impact, but services exports are still expected to trend above the pre-pandemic levels. Over the long term, energy transition and the resulting reduced reliance on conventional energy will further help the current account. This energy transition also translates into attractive opportunities for the bond market in the renewable energy sector. While India's power demand is projected to see an annual increase of 7% in the next 10 years, much of this demand will be met by renewable energy. These improved macrodynamics in turn benefit the rupee. A healthy amount of foreign exchange reserves, now at around $600 billion, means that the central bank is equipped to smooth out the volatility in the rupee. A stronger currency is beneficial for the outlook for India's domestic bonds, just like the relatively higher yields and cooler inflation.
As India's investment opportunities continue to expand, HSBC Asset Management will be on the ground with investors every step of the way. Our specialist expertise in India investment capabilities span nearly 3 decades. Our focus on fundamental research and strong local insights will continue to help us identify attractive equity and fixed income opportunities. In recent years, India has made great strides in improving efficiencies and increasing its global competitiveness. But its unrealized potential, as we look into the future, remains as compelling as ever.
台湾第一家线上基金超市中租基金平台，一站式创新投资解决方案的最佳选择。
投资一定有风险，基金投资有赚有赔，申购前应详阅公开说明书。